unlimited, we keep it real. ATVs on the track, we got the perfect deal. Selling nothing but the best, Banshees in our stock. When you ride with us, you know you're going.
Hey, this is Michael with Banshee Boys Unlimited, and welcome to our channel. This is going to be something a little bit different than our normal content here on the channel. We have acquired a new toy here in the Banshee Boys Unlimited garage. We've got a 2024 Yamaha GP1900HO. This is the same model that we've been used to the last couple of years, but it does have the new updated 1.9 liter high output motor. Today I'm going to be walking you guys through a simple oil change to keep you guys on the water and out of the dealers. All right, everybody, before we get started, I've got a couple things here that you'll need. You'll need your 6mm Allen key, an oil wrench, obviously your filter and your oil change kit. That all comes together. This kit from Yamaha has your 4 quarts of oil as well as a funnel and your oil filter. I always like to have my handy dandy flashlight with me, some rags, and then you'll need your oil extractor. This is one that I have here that's about 7 liters. This is a manual pump one. You can also get some electric ones. I'll have some links in the bio. That way you can see and see what other options are available. Let's get started. First, to get our oil change started, we're going to go ahead and take off both the front and the rear seats off of our watercraft and set them aside. This will give us access to our upper deck lid here. If you have one of the cruiser models, you will not have a deck lid like this. This is something that you'll see here in the GP line and some of the other models. It's important that we go ahead and take this off to give us the access that we'll need to the motor compartment. It is imperative that we go ahead and take off the 7 6mm hex nuts screws that we have here. There's 2 here in the front, 2 here in the mid, 2 in the rear, and then 1 on the rear deck. Once we go ahead and do that, that'll give us accessibility and everything that we need in order to perform our oil change. Once you have those 7 6mm screws removed, you're going to give your deck a little tap back, and then that will release it from the console, and then you'll be able to remove it easily, exposing your motor. All right, now that we have the top deck off, the 3 most important things that we need to be able to visualize here is our oil dipstick, our oil fill, and our filter, which is down here. One of the most important things also to understand is that we need to have this ski level, so we don't want any of the oil kind of draining towards the back of the motor, or else we won't be able to extract it all with our oil extraction kit. So the first thing we want to do is open up our fill so we don't have a vacuum there, take out our dipstick, and then install our oil extraction kit in order to take out all the oil from the engine first. So we're going to go ahead and put our oil extraction fitting all the way down into the sump of our motor and going ahead and pumping to get all the oil that's in our ski out. So now that we've got our oil extraction kit here in our oil dipstick slot, we'll go ahead and allow adequate time for the suction to build up and extract all the oil out of the sump of our motor. Once we've done that adequately, we'll remove our oil extraction kit and then focus our attention down here to the oil filter that's located on the left side of the motor. We'll go ahead and loosen that and allow for us to change that. I have put some paper towels down there to prevent any oil spillage. You can get some oil absorptive pads that I'll put a link in the description for you guys to also purchase to ensure that your oil change job is nice and clean and that you're not spilling oil in the bottom of the hole. So after we let the oil sump drain out completely with our oil extraction device here, the next step is to go ahead and remove our oil filter. Our oil filter is located right here on the left side of the motor. I've got this handy dandy oil filter wrench. It's a 73mm 14 flute that works perfectly with this oil filter. I'll also put the link in the description as well. We're going to go ahead and take out the oil filter, make sure that's all nice and cleaned, go ahead and pre-fill our new oil filter, also remembering to put some oil along the gasket, replacing that, and then we'll go ahead and fill up the motor. As you guys can see here, I've got my oil filter loosened up, and I've also got that microfiber towel cloth down there. You can use paper towels or oil absorptive pad to help kind of mitigate any kind of oil spilling, but now this is nice and loose. I'll go ahead and remove that, and I will get my new oil filter set up, pre-filled, and then remembering to lubricate that rim prior to installation. Now that we've gone and replaced our oil filter, now we can go ahead and start replacing our oil into the valve cover here. I'm using the SAE 10W40 AP Performance Yamaha lube oil here. So we'll go ahead and fill that up and then put it on the hose and see how everything looks on the dipstick. So now we've finished installing our filter, topping off our oil, pulled out the jet ski out of the garage, ran it on the hose for a little bit, got it warm up to temperature, turned everything off, checked the oil again and topped it off to where it needs to be in between the two markers on the dipstick. And now we can begin our reassembly process. We're going to first start by putting on the upper deck, reinstalling the 6mm Allen wrench, Allen key screws, and then we can go ahead and put the seats on top, almost completing our service. Once we're going to go ahead and install this top deck, it's important that we go ahead and push these two pieces in on both sides to allow for this to align properly, and thus giving us access to the screws for each of the 6mm Allen wrench bolts. Everything has now been aligned here with this top lid, so we're going to go ahead and replace all our bolts here and tighten this down nicely. Now that we've completed the oil change, it's also important that we go ahead into our settings here and make our way over to wellness here. That way we can go ahead and recalibrate our maintenance. So if we go ahead there, time since last maintenance, hit reset, and there we go. Thanks everybody for tuning in to BANSHEE BOYZ Unlimited for this tutorial here on our 10-hour service oil change for our GP1900R with the new 1.9 liter. There's a couple added steps here for this specific GP series that's got this upper deck, but all around it's pretty simple, straightforward oil change. I believe it's important that we go ahead and change the oil filter every time we change the oil, not just to change the oil. That will keep this longevity of this motor as long as possible. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like and subscribe.
BANSHEE BOYZ Unlimited, we keep it real. ATVs on the track, we got the perfect deal. Selling nothing but the best, BANSHEE's in our stock. When you ride with us, you know you're gonna rock.